Today we continue to listen Sambhajinya clear comprehension. In the great discourse on the foundations of mindfulness, Buddha sets forth 4 foundations of mindfulness. Kaya Nupassana, contemplation on the body. Vedana Nupassana, contemplation on feelings. Citta Nupassana, contemplation on consciousness. And Dhamma Nupassana, contemplation on Dhamma objects. The first foundation, contemplation on the body, is divided into 14 sections, beginning with mindfulness of breathing, Anapana. It is followed by mindfulness of postures of the body, Iddhiyapata. And the third section describes mindfulness with clear comprehension, Sambhajinya. Even though it is short, is one of the important texts for those who practice Vipassana meditation. So Buddha said, Punacha param bhikkhave bhikkhu bhikkhante bhatikante samajjanakari hoti. Alokite vilokite samajjanakari hoti. Samajjite pasarite samajjanakari hoti, etc. And again, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu in going forward and going backwards applies clear comprehension. On looking straight ahead and elsewhere, he applies clear comprehension. In bending and stretching his limbs, he applies clear comprehension, etc. So in the commentary, detailed instruction is given. Before we try to understand clear comprehension, we must understand clear comprehension is correct understanding. And the commentary said that there are 4 kinds of clear comprehension. Sattaka Sambhajinya, clear comprehension of what is beneficial or what is not. Number 2, clear comprehension of what is suitable or not suitable. Sappaya Sambhajinya. Number 3, clear comprehension of the result, Gochara Sambhajinya. Number 4, clear comprehension of non-delusion, Asamoha Sambhajinya. As is customary, monks have to go out for alms to village. One account is of some monks who practice like the elder Mahanaga and the monks who observed the rainy season. Those monks raised their foot only with their minds yoked to the practice of meditation. Having reached the neighborhood of the village, those monks fill their mouths with a draught of water and look at the streets. They enter the streets where there were no quarrelsome drunkards, gamesters, or such folk, or where there were no restive elephants, horses, or the like. When a monk enters a village, he must be careful. He must know that the road where he is going for alms is safe. If he sees animals or people that could be dangerous or troublesome, he must avoid that road and take another for alms round. Thus, wandering for alms, he does not go speedily, like in a great hurry, because there is no effective practice in begging food speedily. A monk must look dignified. He must not go fast. He must not run when he is on alms round. The word yajati, begging, is used to describe monks going for alms. It may give the wrong impression to those who do not understand the practice of monks. The word bhikkhu, means monk, comes from bhikkhati, yajati bhikkhu. It is to beg. It is true that a bhikkhu is a person who begs, but his begging is not like that of beggars. Monks do not ask for anything. They do not say, please give me this, or please give me that, or please give me food. They do not say like this. Their begging is called Ariya Yajana, Aryan begging, noble begging. That means they do not say anything, but just stand silently in front of a house. Devotees who know the custom may come out and offer them food or other alms. When a monk is going on alms round like this, he does not go quickly. Standing at the door of a house, he waits a little while to see if the people inside are willing to give him food. If they show any signs of unwillingness to give him anything, the monk may pass on to the next house and may receive alms there. After receiving food, he may take it to the village sitting hall where monks often eat. Or he could eat outside of the village or even back at the monastery. Monks are instructed to eat food with reflection pichavakana. One such reflection is Niwadavaya Namadaya Namandanaya. I take food not for sport, not for intoxication, not for adornment of the body, not for filling out some parts of the body, but just enough to practice what the Buddha taught. So monks must make this reflection, Pichavakana, whenever they eat. So talking while eating is discouraged. Monks also can practice a kind of meditation called contemplation on the loathsomeness of food, ahare patikula. This includes contemplation on unpleasant or repulsiveness aspects associated with food. When a monk practices this kind of meditation, he may think of the trouble of having to go to the village for alms. Nobody wants to go out in the early morning. Even a monk might want to enjoy sleeping, but he has to go out because he wants food. There is one unpleasant aspect connected with his food. Having to go through the village from one house to another is also unpleasant. Sometimes people may give him food, but sometimes people drive him away with words of abuse. Whatever treatment he receives must be borne with equanimity. And after receiving food, he has to put it in the mouth. Then after entering the mouth and being chewed, the food mixed with saliva and becomes loathsome, disgusting. There are many other aspects of loathsomeness of food. A monk may choose any of them for practicing his kinds of meditation when he eats. So monk seats himself in a place pleasant and good, attends to the thoughts of meditation with the setting up of loathsomeness in food, and reflects by way of similes of exhale greasing, applying ointments to ulcer, and feeding upon the flesh of one's own child. So 3 similes. These 3 similes may seem unusual. How can eating food be compared to exhale greasing? Where bullock's carts are used, grease is put on the axle so that the cart will roll smoothly and not make noise. So food is eaten so that our machine of the machine of our body we walk well. In this respect, it is like greasing the axle. Another reason for eating food is implied in the second simile. Apply ointments to ulcer. If there is an ulcer or open sore on our body, suitable healing ointments must be applied. So this body is full of ulcer and sores in various stages. Food can be medicinal, can heal and repair internal troubles. In this way, eating food is like applying ointments to ulcer. And that simile, eating the flesh of one's own child, develops the perception that food is loathsome. When you imagine while eating that you are chewing your own son's flesh, are there any pleasure? Are there any enjoyment? No, there can be no pleasure or enjoyment when you chewing your own son's flesh. There can be no pleasure or enjoyment, for desire and greed do not arise. There is only the necessity to eat to stay alive. In one of the suttas, Buddha has given the story which is based on this simile. A man and a woman lost their way crossing a desert with their child. On the way, they have no food or water, so they sat down and discussed what to do because they have no food and water. Although they dearly loved their son, they agreed to kill him and eat his flesh. They reasoned, if we get out of this wilderness alive, we can get another child. Let us kill this one instead of all three of us perishing in the desert. So they killed their child. The commentary said that they did not kill him. The father sent the child to his mother, and the mother sent him to the father. The child went back and forth until he collapsed and died. Then the parents made provision of his flesh. And in order to get out of the wilderness alive, they ate the flesh of their own child. The parents acted with clear comprehension of purpose not out of desire to eat his flesh. It was their only means of remaining alive to find the way out of the wilderness samsara. For the same reason, a monk is instructed to eat food as though he were eating the flesh of his own son. He is to eat for the sole purpose of keeping his body alive to practice what the Buddha taught, not for any other reason. Now we return to the monk who is sitting in a place pleasant and good, eating his alms food and reflecting on one of these similes. For monks, eating is itself a kind of meditation. They have to eat mindfully. They are encouraged not to let attachment or anger arise with regard to food. When you eat, it's not as important as how you eat it. Whether it is meat, fish, or vegetable, the important thing is not to let attachment or anger arise concerning it. Having eaten, he washes, then he rests for a while. The body, which is tired from the business of eating. Apart from the short time that he takes rest to get rid of tiredness from eating, he practices meditation throughout his working hours. He practiced meditation before eating and after eating, during the first watch of the night and the last watch of the night. He practiced meditation. He sleeps only during the middle watch of the night from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the early morning. The rest of the time, he is practicing meditation continuously. Of the four kinds of monks, this monk is one who carries forth and carries back the subject of meditation. When a person undertakes to practice this observance, he always takes meditation to the village and carries it with him on the way back from the village. He may avoid speaking by filling his mouth with water and by any other means of keeping his meditation uninterrupted. It is said that the person who fulfilled the observance of carrying forth and carrying back, kata pichakata practice, the subject of meditation, reach arahantship even in the period of youth. This means at an early age, the first stage of his life, the life of our humans being is supposed to be 100 years. The lifespan is divided into 3. So the first stage of life means before the age of 33. However, such early attainment depends on certain prerequisites. That is, if he is possessed of sufficing condition, if he is possessed of paramis, if he is possessed of experience in the past, if he fails to reach arhanship in the early stage, then he reaches it in the middle stage. If he fails in the middle stage, then he reaches it at the time of death. If he fails at the time of death, then he will reach it after becoming a Deva, celestial beings. If he fails as a Deva, then at the time when no Buddha has appeared on earth, he is born as a man and realizes the truth and becomes a Pichika Buddha. Pichika Buddha is a kind of Buddha called a silent Buddha or semi-Buddha. His attainment lies between the Arahants and the Buddha. Pichika Buddha has found enlightenment on his own, but cannot teach other people. Or if he fails to become a Pichika Buddha, then he becomes a person who intuits quickly, Kipabenya, like Elder Bahia Darusiriya, or he becomes a Ekasavaka, a greatly wise one, like the Elder Sariputra, or he becomes a Ekasavaka, one of the great Sakis power, like the Elder Moggallana. Or he becomes one Mahāsatipaṭṭhāna endowed with clairvoyant power, like Elder Anuruddha. Or he becomes a Mahāsatipaṭṭhāna and expert in discipline, like Elder Upali, Winyadara. Or he becomes an expounder of the Dhamma, Dhammagattika, like Pona Mandanipoda. Or he becomes a forest dweller, Aranyika, like the Elder Yewata. or he becomes one of great learning Bhusita, like Elder Ananda, or he becomes one desirous of training Sikhagama, like Elder Rahula, the Buddha's son. So, if failing to reach one kind of sainthood, he will reach another kind. It is not too encouraging. If the commentary has stopped after that, after the first sentence, it would have been very encouraging. You would reach Arhanship in the first stage of life. But then it says that if you fail to do so, you will reach it in the middle stage. If you fail, then you will reach it at the time of death. And if you don't get enlightenment at the time of death, then maybe it will happen in the next life. So the kinds of monk who carries forth and carries back the subject of meditation reaches the crest of clear comprehension of result. The commentary described this third comprehension as taking the result to the result and back to the result. But properly understood, clear comprehension of result, Kochara Sambhajanya, means the practice of meditation. Without meditation, there can be no fourth clear comprehension, Mahāsatipaṭṭhāna. And the last comprehension is clear comprehension of non-delusion, Mahāsatipaṭṭhāna. Non-confusion in going forward and so forth is the clear comprehension of non-delusion. This means understanding the reality in going forward and going back and so on. Clear comprehension of non-delusion is the knowledge or understanding of reality. It only comes as a result of that clear comprehension. For without meditation, there can be no wisdom. Clear comprehension of non-delusion is the wisdom gained through the practice of meditation. It means simply understanding correctly the Namarupa. You are observing at the present moment. In the Buddha dispensation, a monk who understands this does not confuse himself. He is not like a blinded worldling who, while going forward and back, becomes muddle-headed. Many people who don't practice meditation think in terms of soul entity or in terms of I. They have the view, they have the belief of soul, atta, that is going forward, or that there is a soul, there is atta, that makes him go, or it is I who is going, or an I that makes the going. These people are called Andabala Budujana, blinded worldlings, because they have no eyes of wisdom. Unlike these, this monk, without confusing himself, when there is the arising in one of the thoughts, I'm going forward, just with that thought appear the process of movement originating from his mind, which brings birth to birth, bodily expression or intimation. Thus, by way of diffusion of the process of frequent change due to mental activities, this skeleton called the body goes forward. The monk understands in this way. Without an explanation, it is difficult to understand. Before we make a step, there is the intention to make a step. That intention arises with its concomitants, consciousness and other mental factors. This desire or intention, along with other mental concomitants, causes certain material properties to arise in the food. These material properties are Vayodhatu, the wind element. There are four elements which the basic of all physical things. They are Patwidhatu, earth elements, Apodhatu, water elements, Vayodhatu, wind elements or air elements, and Tejodhatu, fire elements. When there is a desire, or when there is a mind to make a step, this mind causes the wind element to arise, just as there are millions and millions of thoughts, moments in 1 second. The material properties caused by that mind are also millions and millions. Millions of material properties, especially the wind elements property, arise in the food, making a kind of movement there. That kind of movement is the many portions of the wind element. The wind element creates what is called movement. With that movement, there is stepping, there is going forward. A yogi who pays attention to the movements of the foot while he is meditating will come to see this when his meditation becomes mature. It will not be seen the first moment, yogi practice walking meditation. But by paying close attention to the walking, yogi first will notice the lifting, moving, and downward movement. Then yogi will notice that every voluntary movement is preceded by desire to do it, desire to move, desire to put the foot down. That desire causes some material properties to arise. What we call lifting is just the material properties in the foot. We label it movement, we label it lifting. This will be seen when yogi's meditation on walking becomes developed. The diffusion of the process of moving due to mental activities refers to the arising of wind elements, material properties, as a result of the mind's intention to go. When the meditator knows in this way, he is said to have clear comprehension of going forward and going back. In raising the foot, two elements, earth elements and water elements, are weak. The other two elements, fire elements and wind elements, are powerful. So when you raise the foot, what you discover, when you raise the foot, it becomes light. Lightness is the characteristics of fire elements and wind elements. When you put the foot down, the earth elements and water elements are stronger, and the other two elements are weak. The meditators, when he raises his foot or put it down, knows which elements are strong and which elements are weak. Some are strong, Balavatiya, some are weak, Manda, in Pali. The commentary describes a step as broken up into 6 segments. Raising the foot, moving it forward, shifting away, perhaps swaying to one side or the other a little, dropping the foot down, placing the foot on the ground, and finally pressing the foot on the ground. It is not so easy to see all 6 of these parts in the beginning. So initially, we place attention, we pay attention on only the 3 broader stage: lifting, moving, and putting the foot down. In each of these movements, some of the elements are stronger and some are weaker. When you move the foot forward, for example, there is the action, the movement, which is said to be light. So when it is light, the earth elements and water elements are weaker, and the fire elements and wind elements are stronger. A meditator sees or meditator understands this when his clear comprehension of result, the practice of meditation becomes mature. He also sees that the mind and matter present when raising the foot do not carry over to the next stage in which the foot is moved forward. And the mind and matter that are present in moving the foot do not last into the shifting away of the foot. At every stage, these phenomena arise and disappear together. After coming into existence in several sections, links, and parts, mind and matter break quickly and disappear in the same place in which they have arisen. Neither mind nor matter moves to another place. Because there is a continuity of arising and disappearing, we may think that they move from one place to another. But actually, these mind and matter arise in one place and disappear at that same place. In the commentary, it is said, mind and matter arise and disappear section by section, link by link, part by part. Babban babban, sandi sandi, odi odi, hetwa bejanti. Then assembly is given. Mind and matter break quickly in those places, crackling like sesame seeds thrown into a heated pan. You can almost hear the crackling sounds of mind and matter arising and disappearing. When you come to really see the arising and dissolutions of psychophysical phenomena. In the ultimate sense, what takes place in all of our posture is the going, the standing, the sitting or lying down of the elements. What is it that we call going? It is just the moving of elements, the earth elements, water elements, fire elements, and wind elements. Yogi can see this clearly in his mind when the clear comprehension of result, Gochara Sambhajanya, has developed. Then the meditator understands that there's no one who goes. no ego entity that goes or makes him go. Yogi knows the answer to the question, who is the one who goes forward? Who's going forward? Is there? No one. For he has seen that there is only mind and matter, only the elements arising and disappearing. He knows clearly and without confusion that there is no person, there is no one who goes forward and back. When this is fully understood as an experienced reality, he has attained the last clear comprehension, the clear comprehension of non-delusion, asamoha sambazinya. So Buddha said, Gochare Bhikkhave Charata Sake Pitike Visaye. We have to roam in domain of the four foundations of Satipatthāna, Kaya-nupassana Satipatthāna, Vedana-nupassana Satipatthāna, Citta-nupassana Satipatthāna, and Dhamma-nupassana Satipatthāna, which are the heritage of the Buddha. So if yogi roam in domains of four Satipatthāna, kilesa, mental defilements, the evil cannot enter to yogi. So we have to stop our discourse for today. We will continue next week. By practicing vipassana meditation, by observing every phenomena occurring at the six senses, by roaming in domain of the four Satipatthāna, by noting, rising, falling, sitting, touching, stretching, bending, seeing, hearing, smelling, continuously and meticulously, may all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future.